So, yep, I don't know what to say. But there's the faction map for you all. There's the Prussian guys. There's the Middle East guys. Red guys, yellow guys, blue guys, or other red guys. It's no day in office. Alright. Yes. So, Ethiopia. Um, Communism is about to fail in Ethiopia, which isn't very much of a surprise. But yeah. Well, it starts off, well, pretty regularly. South Sudan don't want to be part of it anymore, and they want to do their own thing. Like Miles Morales. Um, and they, oh yeah, I should probably fix that. There you go. And they declare independence as a bit of a war. And then Ethiopia go over to deal with this, but the little green fellas up here, they fund a little Eritrean uprising, and that kicks off as well. So now Ethiopia's pretty not looking too good, because there wasn't just Eritrean uprising they funded, there's also a Somali one. So now Ethiopia pretty much dead. It's looking like the Italian invasion. Where did I get a Snapchat notification from? That's weird. Oh, so yeah, it's not looking good for Ethiopia, man. Um, and then on top of that, there's a not even Western funded. There's the Republic of Ethiopia kicks off as well. So Ethiopia just collapses into one, just collapses in general. Their allies can't help them. So there's no way of getting men in. At this point, the communist government's forced to sign a white peace with the South Sudan, the South Sudanese. Um, will they survive long? Probably, because no one really was to waste any resources in taking them over. So yeah, pretty base moment for my South Sudanese nationalists out there. Let's do that. And they pull out of Ethiopian territory, or communist Ethiopian territory. So whoever this new Ethiopia is, they lost control of South Sudan. So that's pretty sad for them. Um, but the Eritrean movement gets rebranded to the Islamic Horn of Africa movement, or just the Horn of Africa movement. And for some mysterious reason, hundreds of thousands of not just their own men, but Arabians, Pakistani, Persian, Afghanistani men with their weapons are seen at the front lines as well. And even more mysteriously, the Somali revolt joins him in a green one. So yeah, that's definitely not a massive setup there. Sorry, my brain's just frozen. You can definitely hear me typing. Alright, cool. Anyways, and then this republic kind of gets just dogpiled, and in the end, um, the Islamists take over with the loss of South Sudan, but it's fine. And then they mysteriously join the Green Guys faction, which I'll fix up later. But yes, so that's pretty cool. We're looking like Italian East Africa here. Hearts of Iron, you know. Can't get a reference there. I actually got to lock in. I don't know why I'm messaging right now. Okay, I'll focus up. Yeah. Anyways, moreover, as they would say, more in Africa still. Um, yeah. Um, Russia wants just one solidified African state, and they unify, or they tell this guy, hey, you did pretty well there before, so now with our help you can look after it even better, and they force essentially East Africa and Mozambique to join in the new union because they can't really manage themselves. So yeah, pretty unfortunate. Well, East Africa didn't really have any national identity. It was like kind of clinging on by thread strings, anyways. Um, they're all Russian puppets, anyways, apart from the Congo one. And that's why they're reunited. There you go. Big Africa moments. Um, there you go. 1980 is probably a pretty dry year because everyone's just gone off to load of massive wars. So nothing too much will probably happen. Apart from down here, we do have the partitioning of the Western occupation zone. Um, only into like, two main regions, being we've got Namibia being released as their own little guy. Yep. And then we have well, one of them was to be called Rhodesia because that's I don't know when they got rebranded. Let's call it Zimbabwe and Botswana for now. Released there. There we go. And then in the other occupation zone, the French communists essentially took over. Mauritania was managed to have something put in place. But pretty much a French communist occupation and loyalty to them in Mali. Heavily, highly French speaking, obviously. Also Mauritania. But anyways, yeah. British lended themselves over to being conquered by the French communists. Not really conquered, they wanted to happen, but yeah. Big moments there. Africa is looking a lot more, how do you say, free. I don't know why it's nutting in the mic. I don't mean to say that, but I'm not too locked in right now. And I would say finally, there's really not much to do about a massive war, but I don't want a massive war to happen yet. Like, on me, look at this. What can I do? I've been planning stuff, man, but it's tough. So I got a massive war plan, but it's way too early. I'll think of something. I will, in fact, think of something. Anyways, I have plans for this one, so I don't want to do and talk about that. Yep. Oh, no, I thought, yeah, blah, blah. So, Brazil down here finally managed to gain enough influence in the politics of their little puppet, well, not their puppet, but Bolivia down here to just straight up annex them into their country. It's not, and then they do the same for Peru with a bit more resistance, but the country is pretty much in economic ruin from a little crisis that happened. So, yeah. And the Colombians are a little bit more adamant about it, and the Mexicans just said no. They said no, enough influence in there, anyways. Okay, one thing less for me to colour in now. Very good. Or two things less for me to colour in now. It's a big Brazil, probably called the South American. No. They're probably called the ASL. Wait, no, it. I'm so tired right now. What's the thing you need called? South. Oh, my head. It's fine. I really need to go to sleep. Oh, it's another day in office. And yeah. Bro, I really want to do this. It's me so stupid. Okay, cool, yep. Okay, I got it. I got it. I know I said it like weirdly. Okay. The Japanese. Indeed. So after years of isolation, they pretty much built up a pretty big army. And they wanted to go in and maybe liberate some territories over here. But they don't want to do it directly, obviously. So over in the Manchurian commune, you could call it. I don't really have a name for it. They funded some Korean partisans. I actually gave them some half-decent weapons, all of which the Japanese obviously they did it. And they go funded a little uprising down here, and the Russians start sending men over because they don't really want to lose their sphere of influence here. But it's pretty much too late, as the majority of their forces were captured down here. And now we've got a massive thing kicked off in Korea, and then the Chinese Republic may or may not have aided some people down here, maybe being cahoots with the Japanese. And then the rebels down here cut across, and then Korea fell entirely. And at this point, the rest of it is occupied by Russia, and they said if any of you or you, who we know did this, make another move into it, then we'll just declare war on you. And that's probably too good, because they'll both die. Um, so yeah, China pulled out, and Russia agreed to hand over Korea to this new government, which they knew was pretty much involved in that. And these partisans, or this new Korean government, pledged themselves to Japan mysteriously. I'd say they made a few more concessions down here. They gain access to a few ports. And this new Korean government mysteriously pledged themselves to Japan. So I wonder why that is. And Russia directly annexed the rest of Manchuria. So it's a pretty sad moment for all my Manchurian nationalists out there. Speaking of Russia annexing things, they haven't really learned their lesson yet from annexing half of Eastern Europe and paying for it later. They took direct control of the Mongolian government and occupied the whole country as well as Xinjiang. And in Tibet saw this happening, so we have there's a bloodless coup d'etat in Tibet. They placed a new democracy in charge, and they joined the Yellow Guys faction, which I'll, what's the word? Formalize later. Anyways, yep, that's what I want to do this one. Goodbye.